gentlemen, you're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Last night at Citi Field, fourth inning, the big inning for the Yankees and for Todd Frazier. A booming three-run home run that essentially broke the game open, leading to the Yankees' 5-1 victory. But that was last night. Tonight, same venue, Citi Field, where it is time for baseball, as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in the middle game of a three-game set from Citi Field here in Queens, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. Yes, the Yankees won yesterday 5-1, and also last night, we got a look at what Joe Girardi might do if the Yankees make the playoffs.
That could be true, Michael. I mean, watching the game last night, CC Sabathia was good. It was mentioned the 5-1 lead in the fifth inning. 1 out. He brings in David Robertson for 2 2/3 innings. He got 8 outs. He was stellar with 4 strikeouts, the fastball, curveball. Betances pitched an 8th inning, and then the 9th inning, 3 up, 3 down from Chapman. It looked like that was the formula for last night, and who knows what Girardi does moving forward.
Hey, one of the Yankees' strengths, Al, is their bullpen. You look at the numbers, they're outstanding. Yes, they've blown some games, but they're 4th in ERA. That's in the majors. 2nd in strikeouts, 1st in opponents' batting average against, and 2nd in home runs allowed per 9 innings. Well, they'll probably have to go to the bullpen at some point today, even though their starting pitcher is very good. The pitching matchup tonight brought to you by People's United Bank N.A. Blake Snell is going to get the start for the Rays, and for the Yankees, it's Sonny Gray. Last time out, he pitched very well.
He did. Michael, this was the makeup game in Baltimore, and I'll tell you, watching Sonny Gray, loved him with Oakland. This will be my first chance to see him live with the Yankees. Great curveball sliders, got 4 pitches, nice sinker. You see his numbers, very, very good numbers, the 5 strikeouts and 5 2/3. When he's ahead and he uses all of his pitches, one of the top pitchers.
Now in the lineup tonight and off the DL, you know him, Clint Frazier. When we get back, Meredith Maragovitz has more about the return of the man they call Red Thunder.
Baseball on Yes, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. As expected, Clint Frazier is in the lineup tonight. He's playing left field and batting ninth. Jacoby Ellsbury with the evening off. Frazier spent 28 games with the Yankees earlier in the season before going on the DL with an oblique issue. I had the chance to catch up with manager Joe Girardi to ask him what he liked from Frazier during that 28-game span.
His at-bats are productive. I thought he ran the bases extremely well. You know, he had some big RBIs for us. I thought his defense was pretty good, too, as well. So, I mean, he played pretty well. He struggled a little bit at the end, but I thought he played pretty well for us.
Really excited right now. You know, it's been 30-plus days since I've been out here, so to see how the team performed lately has got me eager to get back and, you know, try to help continue to do what they're doing right now.
Just a couple more lineup notes. Didi Gregorius also has the night off, so it'll be Ronald Torreyes at shortstop, and Joe Girardi said before the game that Greg Bird is likely not available off the bench. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by Al Leiter. First pitch coming your way after the break.
LG Signature, the art of essence. Advanced technology beautifully designed. By the New York Lottery, get out there and play. By Coke Industries, at Coke, we make things that make the world better. And by Planet Fitness, the world judges. We don't. Beautiful night here at Citi Field. The Rays have taken the field. So why don't we take a look at the Yankees starting lineup, which is presented by Lexus. Brett Gardner's in center field leading off. Batting second, the right fielder Aaron Judge. Gary Sanchez will catch. He'll hit third. Cleaning up the DH, Matt Holliday. Starlin Castro at second will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing first base, Chase Headley. Todd Frazier at third base will bat seventh. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Ronald Torreyes. Just a day off for Didi Gregorius. And back in the lineup, you heard from Meredith, the left fielder, Clint Frazier. He'll bat ninth.
The left-handed pitcher, Blake Snell, 24 years old. Be pitching for the Rays against that lineup. You see his numbers. Pitching better of late. We'll be talking about it. This guy was Baseball America's Player of the Year, not Pitcher of the Year, back in 2015. Good power arm, good breaking stuff. Let's take a look at the pitcher scout report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. This is what he has, folks. Fastball, change, slider, curve. In that order, I said he's pitching better of late. Doesn't pitch inside. This intrigued me a little bit, Michael Kay. Of 39 starts in the big league, he has not hit a batter. Not advocating it, but tells me he likes to pitch away. Gary Sanchez, 500. It's only 6 at-bats. He's got 3 hits, 2 of them home runs. Small sample, but he's hit him well.
Well, yesterday was such a successor at Citi Field that the The Mets in Major League Baseball have opened up 2 more sections. This one right here, and also the second deck in right field. They're expecting over 20,000 people here tonight, and they were selling a lot of standing room only tickets as well, which were going for $15. So the other seats for $25. And these 2 games so far have been a huge success for Major League Baseball, and also goes toward raising money for hurricane relief, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought last night the lower bowl was full. Looks like it's going to be a little bit more full with, as you just showed, the what do they call it? The
Coca-Cola porch.
Coca-Cola porch. There you go.
That's in right, and the second deck in left. Brett Gardner's ready. Blake Snell is ready. And let's do it here in Citi Field. First pitch is outside. We're underway. Crew Chief Ted Barrett, he's the home plate umpire. Angel Hernandez at first. John Tumpane at second. Lance Barksdale is over at third. Now, Al told you in his scouting report, Blake Snell very good against left-handed batters. Out of 130 pitchers that have faced 400 batters this year, Snell has faced the lowest percentage of lefties, just 13.6%, because opposing managers know that's not the way to go. There's a strike. The second lowest is a Yankee, Jordan Montgomery, who's faced 14.4% left-handed batters.
The day and age of platoon players. Snell has got that kind of stuff, Michael. 182 batting average against left-handed batters this year, which is very good. Under 200. I mentioned about Blake Snell a couple years ago. I know he's had some rough spots, sent him back to AAA, but he was the minor league player of the year in 2015. He showed that kind of stuff, and it just seems like it's a factory with the Rays, right? Over the years, good young pitching. Here's another one.
2-2. 3-2. I think they were expecting Snell to be better than this at this point.
I'm in agreement with you. #1 pick in 2011. Had definitely had a rough go off and on, but he's 24, Michael.
Fly ball left field. Dickerson on the run, runs it down for the first out. Let's check out the Rays defense presented by Geico. So we'll start with Dickerson. You just saw him. Kevin Kiermaier in center. He's outstanding defender. Steven Souza Jr. over in right. In the infield, Longoria, Echeverria, Miller, and Morrison third to first. Ramos again behind the plate. And Al's told you about Blake Snell on the mound. A makeshift judge's chambers. And Judge takes a pitch in the dirt. 1-0. Judge has 109 walks, and that's the most of any rookie ever in the history of baseball. But get this, he doesn't lead the majors. Joey Votto has 120 walks for the Reds. He's had some year.
Yeah, and you know what? Finally, Joey Votto. I know that he's a sabermetric darling with the on-base percentage. He bats third, does get on base, walks a lot, but this year, Michael, home runs. I mean, they're up. I think he's right at 30 plus.
2-0. 3-0 on Judge. Strike. 3-1.
We saw a 4-pitch walk in Aaron Judge's second at bat, the 4th inning, that started that big 5-run outburst for the Yankees last night.
And Judge walks for the 110th time this year. Here are the MLB leaders. So Votto 120, as we said. Judge now has 110. The Indians, Encarnacion with 95. Matt Carpenter of the Cardinals, 94. And Paul Goldschmidt having a great year for the Diamondbacks. He has 87.
I said about Votto, 30 plus, 34 home runs. Not only getting on base, but hitting home runs.
Here's Sanchez. Pitches high. Slow roller. Grabbed there by Ramos. He gets Sanchez as Judge moves to second.
Well, it was his first off-speed pitch from Blake Snell, and looked like Gary Sanchez swung at a ball out of the zone. And I mentioned that, Michael, because that is the pitch that Snell has pitched better, because he's pitching better of late. It's a pitch that's doubled in his repertoire, up to almost 30% of his pitches. What's his pitch right here? After missing with a good fastball, he's throwing 96. There's the changeup. Looks like a heater, down and away. 5-6 miles an hour slower. Gary Sanchez out in front.
Here's Matt Holliday back in the cleanup spot. Skied the other way and out of play. Crowd still filing into Citi Field. Game 2 of this 3-game series. One and one.
A little different, right, Michael, when you have all of the fans on the lower bowl and you kind of a concentrated sound from down below, and now standing room only. Nice crowd, but look at that. Sparse upstairs, full lower bowl.
One. 2-1. That was 95 miles an hour. The fast pitch speed analytics brought to you by Fios.
So far, that's all that the Yankee hitters. I know it's only the 4th batter here with Matt Holliday, but 2 changeups. Matt saw one in his second pitch, and Gary Sanchez. Blake Snell, as most young pitchers, throwing 95 or 96 as a starter, establish your fastball.
Two. 3-2. Judge leads off second, just underway here at Citi Field. 2 men out, top of the first. The 3-2 to Holliday. Line, left field, that is going to be past Dickerson, who tried to make the shoestring catch. Judge scores easily. Holliday goes to second with a double, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead.
Well, once Corey Dickerson, the left fielder for the Rays, commits to this, you still look like something there, a little two-seamer changeup down and away. Holliday head down on the baseball, line drive enough, and now Dickerson kind of goes off to the right side of the ball. You see right under the glove, committed on the Mercedes-Benz Yesmo. And once that outstretched glove, there it is, a double.
Yes, Mo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. So here's Castro riding an 0 for 10 streak. Holiday in scoring position. Yankees have a 1-0 lead. 0-1, right back to the screen.
That's a good swing right there. Last night, Starlin Castro 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Get a little extra hitting. Come out early. Constant adjustment, constant tinkering.
Oh, 0-2. Yankees are out hitting really early today. About 2 o'clock. They were on the field here at Citi Field.
Well, and also too, Michael, with the added larger roster, you have a lot more bench guys that have to get some at bats and swings.
The 0-2. 1-2 on Castro. Red Sox are playing the A's tonight, and that's at Fenway, and Oakland's jumped out to a 1-0 lead top of the first inning. We will keep you up to date on that score throughout. The Yankees start the day 3 games back of the Red Sox in the American League East, and Todd Frazier told me today, he goes, we are concentrating on catching the Red Sox. Not worried about the wild card. We want to catch the Red Sox. 1-2. Foul back.
Yeah, absolutely, right, Michael? I mean,
he says if you think wild card, you're going to end up losing the wild card.
No way. You got a chance to win the division. First of all, that wild card was designed for the very thing that's happening in baseball. 1 game, loser goes home. You want to get it. You don't want that. You want to be able to get into the next round of the division series. 3 games, absolutely. Look what the Dodgers are doing out west. Tailspin.
1-2. Missed inside. 2-2. They're making Snell throw a lot of pitches.
Yes, they are. He's been pitching better of late, minus his last start in Minnesota, where Blake Snell went 4 innings and gave up 6 runs. Well, he's seen all of his pitches. Starlin Castro has slider, 2 curves.
And Castro down on strikes. But the Yankees get a run. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 man left. It's the Yankees 1, and the Tampa Bay Rays coming to bat. So let's take a look at the lineup that Gray's going to face. Center fielder Kevin Kiermaier leads off. Lucas Duda, the DH, bats second. Hitting third. Third baseman Evan Longoria. Logan Morrison at first base. He's going to clean up. The number 5 hitter, right fielder Steven Souza Jr. Batting 6th, the left fielder Corey Dickerson. Wilson Ramos will catch about 7th. Batting 8th, the second baseman Brad Miller. And Adeiny Echeverria is going to bat 9th.
Sonny Gray on the mound, a 27-year-old right-hander, be making his 24th start of the year, 8th as the Yankee, .1 pick by the Oakland A's back in 2011 out of Vanderbilt University. You see his numbers. He's pitched very well for the Yankees in those 7 starts, an ERA at 2.74, Had a rough start 2 starts ago against the Red Sox where he gave up 3 home runs. There you see good numbers. Let's take a look at the pitcher scout report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. This is what he has in this order: fastball, slider, curve, change. He really spreads out his secondary pitches, 16%, 14 and 7 in his slider, curve, change. Sunny ride, I mentioned. Well, his last 13 starts at going back to Oakland, an ERA slightly over 2. And bolstered rotation. Hey, this was a big pickup by the Yankees. They're going to have him a couple more years. You know, excellent frontline pitcher a couple years ago. He was on the verge of being one of the top pitchers in 2014 and 15. Had a little bit of injury. And now here he is, healthy and pitching top flight.
Kiermaier swings at the first pitch and wraps it deep to right center. Going back is Gardner, and the ball's gone. A tie game as Kiermaier goes yard.
Wow. Didn't even finish. Michael. Welcome to the game for Sonny Gray. You just get done with your warm-ups, your team scores a run, first pitch of the game. You give up a home run to Kevin Kiermaier's 12th on the season. Wow. Rude awakening. Wake-up call.
And for the record, for those that were wondering, no apple for the home team home run. No apple for the home team home run. There's Lucas Duda. Takes low. He's experienced the apple 71 times. He's hit more home runs here at Citi Field than any player. Fly ball, right field, long run for Judge. He's not going to get there. It's a fair ball, and it'll go into the corner. And Duda will stop at second with a double.
Here's the first pitch of the game. You're trying to get ahead, and Kevin Kiermaier saying, fastball away, up in the zone. 12th on the year. Welcome to your start, Sonny Gray. The Duda turns around on a 1-0 changeup, hits a double. 3 pitches into the game. 1 run given up, and the runner at second base.
And that'll bring up Evan Longoria. Nice tweet by Evan Longoria thanking the hospitality of the Mets and saying he was honored to be given the locker of David Wright.
Oh. Yeah, the Mets, I was in that clubhouse just to see how they made their home clubhouse feel welcome, and everything Met is out of there. Took all of the uniforms and stuff for the Met players, and looks like a Rays home clubhouse.
Two-one. Rounded to third, backhanded by Frazier. The long throw, and he gets Longoria for the first out. Let's take a look at the Yankees defense, which is presented, as always, by our good friends at Geico. You've got Clint Frazier in left, Gardner in center, and Judge over in right. In the infield, it's Todd Frazier at third, then Torreyes, Castro, and Headley all the way to first. Sanchez behind the plate, and Sonny Gray is on the mound.
Logan Morrison, see the pull the Yankees are playing with Castro at short right field, Torreyes right behind second. Typical of home run guys, pull hitters such as Logan Morrison.
Right up the middle, caught by Torreyes. He'll step on the bag and a double play. Well, the Rays were all over Sonny Gray in that inning. A leadoff home run by Kiermaier ended up tying the game, but this one ended the inning 1-1. Official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. We asked, would you like to see more teams use a 6-man rotation in the future? Why or why not? Yankees will go with Jaime Garcia tomorrow. That's why we asked the question. One of our response, no thanks. Teams rarely have 5 good starters and never 6. Takes away starts from your frontline guys. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Prius Prime. Keep the conversation going. Al, the way we talked about this a lot yesterday, the way baseball is right now, the 100 pitch count limit, the obsession with the bullpen. You can't do it. You can't numbers wise justify using 6 guys, because then you'd have a 2-man bench, because managers are not giving up an extra guy in the bullpen to be an extra starter.
Yeah, we saw it last night. I know our open, with Robertson coming in and having 8 outs, and CC Sabathia 8 pitches and 5-1 game taken out in the 5th. That's where the game is going, Michael. And my take is you have starters that generally historically are premium guys that are exciting to watch, and I think you're getting a tendency to see guys, managers, front office folks that want to see. I think there's front office people that love to see a 11 or 12 man pitching staff of all relievers. There are some people that could justify rotating your guys 1 or 2 innings every 3 days. The old school in me of watching a good old pitcher's duel of good curveball down there so far. Blake Snell, that's been his pitch. But that's me, and I get it. There's a lot of power arms. The Yankees are a great example of that. You look at the play of potential playoff teams, they all have 2 or 3 superior arms. The best relievers, ERA-wise, are playoff teams. I just don't think it's as exciting.
And the reason the Yankees are going with a 6-man rotation one time through, it's September. They have extra arms in the bullpen. That's the only time it could work, unless you just philosophically change the way you think a baseball game should be played. And I can't see baseball doing that.
Well, I can say this, and I've had managers do it once in a while, and it's usually July or August-ish, or coming up into the All-Star break. You give a guy an extra day, or maybe insert a starter just to give everybody an additional rest.
That one's popped up, and Longoria makes the play and then straddles the tarp for the 2nd out.
Oh, nice play there. Obviously, it's Rays home whites, but here we are in Flushing, and he's kind of trying to feel for either the wall or, here in this case, the tarp. This isn't his familiar confines, but in Tampa Bay, as you know, Michael, there's a lot of room down the foul territory heading toward the visitors' bullpen, where the visiting team has their relievers sit. That was a nice play.
Here's Ronald Torreyes. And he hits a fly ball to right field. Souza puts it away for the final out as the Yankees go down in order 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 2nd, 1-1.
Injury report brought to you by Montefiore, doing more in state-of-the-art healthcare. Greg Bird is out of the lineup for the second straight night. Yesterday, he was scratched with back spasms. He did have a precautionary MRI this morning. Those results are not yet out. But Greg Bird said in the clubhouse that the back felt much, much better when he woke up. Still, he didn't really do much today other than treatment. Joe Girardi said, even though there is improvement there, we are likely going to stay away from him. So don't expect him to come in any capacity this evening.
Well, you can only imagine what Greg Bird is thinking. Last year he misses completely shoulder surgery. This year essentially missed most of the season with the ankle problem. Now he's finally back in the lineup, and now the back is an issue. You know he wants to play, but is there going to be a scarlet letter attached to him that he's too fragile, that he gets hurt a lot? And that's something that a player always has to battle. And I'm sitting next to a guy who battled that constantly for the first 5 years of your career.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I had 2 shoulder operations. I thought I was done. Went back to college, got my degree. I got a Series 7. I thought I was going to be a stockbroker. And then I got 13 more years in the big leagues. So the fine line, and this is where you got to be real careful. And I hear you, Michael, but there's no way that a guy like Greg Bird or anybody else that has an opportunity to play in the big leagues at 24 years old, he showed early success a couple years ago before he got hurt. Came up and looked great. To sit here on the DL and think that that's what this guy wants to do, no way.
And Michael, his mood really changed from last night to this afternoon. Last night, you could tell he was visibly frustrated. He expressed that he was just disappointed, and just what you said, I want to be in there. However, right now, I'm having another issue. He came in today and said, I am feeling better. And last night, the short answer is the fact that I wasn't maybe as warm and fuzzy as he is in other circumstances, was because he's just feeling that frustration of wanting to be out there.
How could he not? And really, if anybody's thinking that he's malingering, he had shoulder surgery.
Yep.
And there was something wrong with his ankle. They took out the extra bone, so the guy just might have the misfortune of being injured, getting injured a lot.
Michael, you know this. I spent off and on, especially with the Yankees, a blister. I spent like almost 2 months on the DL with a blister. You talk about frustration and having to hide in the clubhouse, and then, you know, you feel embarrassed. You want to be out there.
Billy Martin must have really handled that well. I'm just thinking.
Do you remember the incident in Old Tiger Stadium?
Tell us.
And I was dabbing and Gene Monahan, the old trainer for the Yankees, I was dabbing my finger because the blood was dripping, right, to try to get through 5 innings for the W. And he saw the blood and came out with an out or 2 in the 5th inning. And oh my gosh, Billy Martin, God rest his soul, but he was.
He yelled at you?
Oh my God, he gave me the riot act.
And a walk to Souza. Did he yell at you because you got injured, or that you were trying to?
That I was trying to stay through it. It was a Monday night baseball game. I'll never forget, against Jack Morris. I forget who hit the home run, and I had a nice lead. And I tried to get through 5. And I was pitching with my middle finger dripping with blood. Not smart. Yeah, Billy was not happy.
You also had to hide from Billy when you did your shoulder weight lifts, right?
Well, that's another thing. Yeah. Listen, I don't realize how old I am. I guess I'm getting. I get to the big leagues in '87, but Billy in '88, I used to have to hide down the bowels of Yankee Stadium toward the batting cage to do my cup weights. Think of that, 5 pounds in the training room.
He just didn't think that was a way for a pitcher to do it.
He walked in his shower shoes. He had a cigar in his mouth. I'll never forget. He looked at me and he says, "What's wrong with your arm?" And I turned around behind me thinking he was talking to somebody else. And I said, "Me?" He said, "Yeah, why are you lifting weights?" I said, "Billy, they're arm weight, cup weights, Job exercise. You want to strengthen your arm, you go out and long toss." It's changed a little bit, Michael.
2-0.
It's changed a lot, being facetious.
Well, you visually, you vividly remember the shower shoes.
I can smell the smell of the cigar.
Right now, you can.
Right now, I can. In his shower shoes. And I don't remember who hit the home run for us.
2-0. 2-1.
That's pitching right there. This is what Sonny Gray does. He's in a fastball count. Corey Dickerson making the All-Star team this year. Watch this. He pulls the string out in front. Nice pitch. As bad as that looked, I'd throw it again. Usually you don't want to double up, but it's a good pitch for Sonny Gray. I think that was another one, right? 88, 89. Now you can go anywhere. High fastball, curveball in the dirt. Yeah, see the little fade. He's out in front. Corey Dickerson. You talk about the year. I mean, Corey Dickerson's had the 26 home runs. He and Logan Morrison had some thump to this lineup.
Two-two. Swing and a miss. As Dickerson down on strikes.
Nice sequence. Got behind the 2-0, 2 changeups and a slider. Well done. After the 2 changeups, see off center grip, kind of karate chop with your hand. Expanding the zone. Nice pitch. Coming at you. Good job by Gary Sanchez, keeping Souza at first.
We found the game, Al.
You
June
did.
21st, 1988 at Detroit. You pitched 3 1/3 scoreless innings. Morris was knocked out in the second, giving up 5 runs. You were taken out in the fourth, up 5-0. But the Yankees actually lost the game 7-6. Alan Trammell with a walk-off grand slam.
Did we have a home run? God, I remember in left field. Way to go, James. Randy Velarde, home run. Wow.
Swing and a miss. And I believe, if my memory serves me correct, that the grand slam was off Cecilio Guante.
You remember that?
I remember that because that was the beginning of the end for Billy. You guys got swept in Detroit, all 9th inning losses. And Billy called me into his office. I was a writer that he liked. And he said, lined into right center field, Gardner's there. He makes the play for the second out. And he would give me stories. And he said to me, he said, kid, I'm going to get fired. Now, the Yankees were in first place, if you remember.
Yeah.
I said, oh, come on. How do you know that? And he used a colorful term and said, I've been fired 5 times. I think I know the signs. And I said, you're just being paranoid. And I didn't write it. And he got fired, I think, 5 days later.
In Texas.
I don't know if it was in Texas.
Oh, I remember.
Here's Brad Miller. Very close as Souza dives back. That was also the series, Al. You see how close this is.
Boy, he's got barely a lead.
That Billy came into the small visitors clubhouse in Tiger Stadium and tipped over the spread. And remember the old clubhouse guy, Rip Taylor, I think his name was?
Collins.
Rip Collins. Rip Taylor was the comedian. Rip scooped up all the yellow rice and put it back in the serving plate, and there were some players that ate it. And I did remember correctly, that was your game was the second of 3 games that they lost, all on walk-off losses. And Billy was gone after the Tiger series, and he told me, and I didn't write it. The 0-1. 1-1.
Would you have written it today?
Yeah, because I should have believed him, because who knew about getting fired better than Billy? Billy knew what the signs were and what would upset George Steinbrenner, and he was gone. That was a terrible series. Yeah, I probably would have tweeted it from his office if it was today.
You wouldn't have walked out of his office.
No, it would have been out to the world before I could even be able to write a story. 1-1. Line right at Headley. And that'll do it here in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. I'm going to light up a cigar right now just to freak out Al. Machine bring us.
Wow. You got it. Funny, I remember it being packed. Frank Tanana, Whitaker.
I think they, like tonight, they only had the lower bowl open at Tiger Stadium.
What a heartbreaking loss that was. Ah, that's cool.
Here's Clint Frazier. Now, Clint Frazier was on the DL, retroactive to August 9th with a left oblique strain, and he said that what he was doing in the rehab assignment was just swinging as hard as he could just to see if he got re-injured. That one is skied to right center field. Kiermaier drifts over to make the play, and he didn't hit well in his rehab, but he was swinging as hard as he could.
Because he wanted to see if it was okay?
Yeah, see if it would withstand. He didn't want to come up and get hurt again.
Huh. Well, he does have an explosive swing. I know, put the trackers on it. One of the higher bat speeds there is in the game.
Here's Brett Gardner. And a strike, 1-1.
That's a good take right there. His first off-speed pitch that Brett Gardner's seen. 5 fastballs in his first at bat, fly out to left. The only left-hander in the Yankee lineup tonight because of Snell is tough against lefties.
Let's look at the game time weather presented by City MD. Feeling under the weather, just walk into City MD Urgent Care. 77 degrees, 52% humidity. The wind is just 5 miles per hour. It's partly cloudy, but a nice night.
Lovely. 52% humid?
No.
It's not. Okay.
Chopped slowly to second base. And they get Gardner. 2 away.
Brad Miller did a nice job coming up on that. Miller was the shortstop until the Rays traded for Echeverria. This is a nice play. He knows that Brett Gardner's quick. Had to quickly transfer and make a strong throw to Logan Morrison. Firm throw. He's got a shortstop arm. Half a step.
Here's Judge. 1-0. Red Sox have taken a 2-1 lead over Oakland, bottom of the second inning at Fenway Park. Oakland coming off a sweep of the Astros. I mean, they really beat them up. And with those Astro losses combined with the fact that the Indians never lose, the Indians now have the best record in the American League.
And they're going for 20 tonight, right? The Indians.
And they have a 1-0 lead, of course, in the bottom of the second inning over Detroit. Bob and Jack will give you all the updates throughout the game, and of course on the post-game show. 2-1. 2-2.
Some interesting baseball stories, right, Mike? Dodgers looked like they were going to be on, well, they were on course for best record in baseball historically. Falling off, what, 16 to 17?
And they have Kershaw going tonight. 2-2. The only game in that stretch that was won was Kershaw's. So now he'll try to stop this losing streak. And Dave Roberts, Dodger manager's starting to preach some urgency. Hey, we've got to start making plays. Can't just sit back and go, it's going to return. Well, it might not return. The 2-2. And that game yesterday ended about 5:10 in the morning on the East Coast. The Giants and the Dodgers.
3.5 hour rain delay. A 3.5 hour game. That is a total of 7 hours.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Judge can't believe it. And the out is made at first, so put out 2-3. Snell has retired 7 in a row. You decide, did he go? Yes, he did, said Angel Hernandez. 2.5 in the books. It's a 1-1 game here on Yes. The cloud that lets builders build. Amazon Web Services. Build on by NYU Langone Hart. And by Mazda, driving matters. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Yankees and the Rays. It's a 1-1 game. Sonny Gray against Blake Snell. Kevin Kiermaier had a home run leading off the first inning against Gray. The Yankee run came on a double off the bat of Holiday, scoring Judge after he had walked.
Kiermaier, first pitch of the game. Starting the offense off for Kiermaier for the Rays.
There's a strike. I talked yesterday about how the right field scoreboard and the one in center both have the same fonts, the same colors, the same design as the scoreboards at Tropicana Field. And I found out today that because this was such a last-second thing, the people that run the scoreboard down at Tropicana Field never had the chance to send the computer program to the people that run the scoreboard here at Citi Field. So what they did, talk about yeoman work, they found pictures of the scoreboard and they recreated the whole thing themselves. They did it as close as they could. They did not have the Rays computer program because the people never were able to get it out of Tropicana Field before they had to evacuate. So good job by the crew that runs the scoreboard here at Citi Field. Here's Kiermaier. Hit his 12th home run of the year. And he swings at the first pitch again and pops it up. That'll be out of play. Rays have committed a long-term contract to Kiermaier. He is the, along with Longoria, the face of the franchise. Very popular in the Tampa Bay area. A lot of local commercials, and the team uses him a lot in their functions. And that's all well and good, but he happens to be an outstanding defender.
Tops, right?
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Hardy cut. 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Oh, this one had a little extra on it. You watch. Look where Sanchez is setting up. He wants the ball in. That ball ends up sailing away. But big swing. He wanted to go yard again.
2-2.
Overthrown breaking ball.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another 95 right by him. Third strikeout for Sonny Gray.
Yeah, that home run. First at bat is 12th of the year. This pitch is more very center cut, trying to come inside, but just beat him. See, big swing from Kiermaier. Yes, he's capable of going, hitting the ball out of the park, but a little long right there, especially with 2 strikes.
Here's Duda. He doubled in the first inning, hitting .364, 2 homers and 3 ribbies against the Yankees this year. Be interesting to see where Duda ends up, free agent at the end of this year. And that was one of the reasons the Mets traded him near the deadline, because they feel their future and much more economically feasible for them is Dominic Smith, a former first-round draft pick. So in all likelihood, they were not re-signing Duda. So they got a hard-throwing young pitcher in return. popped up. Todd Frazier is there to make the play, and that will do it. As Gray has retired 6 in a row. 3 in the books. It's a 1-1 game. How about this? September 12th, back in 1996, Bernie Williams homers from both sides of the plate, drives in 8 runs, and another story that ends with the Tigers. The Yankees beat Detroit 12-3 at Tiger Stadium.
Little memory lane here.
How'd you do against Bernie?
I think Bernie, well, he hit a home run in the World Series, and I think it was like his first hit or something crazy, right? He wasn't hitting really a whole lot. Game 5, he got, and then Jeter came later in the game, that 2-2 game in the 9th.
Audi scoreboard 1-1.
I'm gonna say Bernie probably got his fair share of hits.
Now you were the type of pitcher though that would not benefit being a switch hitter, because you were tough on righties because of the cutter. So for a lefty that featured a real curveball, you were glad to be a switch hitter, but a lefty that faced a cutter, I think if you're a left-handed batter, you'd rather have a lefty throw a cutter to you. You can extend the arms.
Yeah, I like the guys that had big swings, that wanted to go yard ball or hit it over the fence. I like those right-handed batters because I would come in. I jammed a lot of righties.
229 Bernie hit off you, 8 for 35 in the regular season. Never hit a home run.
Huh.
But he waited till the World Series again.
He was a tough out. That whole lineup through those years in the late 90s when the Yankees were winning all those World Series, boy, even when you got him out, it was such a grind.
Two and two. Sanchez, Holiday, and Castro here in the 4th. And that got Freight. That got Sanchez.
Let's see what this pitch is. Yes, a little slider coming in. That's a cutter, Michael. It's hard for right-handed. It's such a good pitch from lefties because they do 2 things. They'll do that. They'll roll over and hit a little dribbler or jam shot, or if they get the barrel out front, they hit it hard foul. And now you open up the outside part of the plate. Most lefties don't really like to come in there because it's dangerous. Because if you miss, it could be hit hard somewhere, usually pulled and over the fence. Surprising, I said in the scouting report, 39 starts, I guess, for this youngster. Blake Snell's never hit a guy. Talking about coming inside.
Dribbled slowly to third. Longoria charges, fires, And get Sanchez for the first out.
Nice play by Evan Longoria. I know last night it kind of opened up the floodgates for the Yankees, and then getting a 3-run homer from Todd Frazier and a key error by Trevor Plouffe. Longoria just so steady, franchise player for this organization.
Holiday drove in the Yankees run in the first inning, a double under the glove of Corey Dickerson in left, and that was his 1,210th RBI, breaking a tie with Bill Dickey, and now tying Dave Kingman for 128th on the all-time list. That's pretty impressive. I mean, of all the people that play baseball, to be 128 on the RBI list. Had a long career and a good one.
Oh, yeah. Colorado, St. Louis. Respected, leader, commanding. Heck of a player.
Did he go? No. Well, you look up at the scoreboard right now, and the Red Sox have a 5-1 lead over Oakland in the top of the third. And Todd Frazier had a great line today. He was asked, "Do you watch the scoreboard?" And he said, "Of course I do." He said, "I'm the worst one on the team." As Holiday swings and misses, he said, I don't understand, and I've always thought this way, but players don't admit it. He said, "I don't understand when guys say they don't look at the scoreboard." He said, "This is your profession. This is what you do for a living. You want to catch the Red Sox. Why wouldn't you look to see what the Red Sox are doing? How could you not look at the scoreboard?"
Because they are. And they're
Why not tell the truth?
Because they don't. Yeah, oh no, it doesn't matter. I'm worried about my at-bats. Oh, it's just what's in front of me. Oh, we got to win today. Let's win the at-bat. Let's win the inning. I mean, you would think with some of these answers, these guys aren't fans of the game. Of course they're looking. And Todd, he's very comfortable and honest and open. And look at him. I find it very refreshing. I mean, we're memory lane back to Billy Martin and my early years as a big leaguer with the Yankees, albeit it was short and I got traded. But, you know, you look at a guy like Todd Frazier, I don't care if he's batting 200, 250, 300, 25 homers or 40 home runs, this is what you get. And that is refreshing in this day and age. And I don't think I know, because I spent a considerable amount of time playing in New York, fans appreciate that. These guys aren't robots. We get it. You're not going to be great all the time. Stand in front of your locker, admit to it.
Swing and a miss, and Castro really struggling. 0 for his last 12. Struck out twice tonight. Snell has retired 10 in a row. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The G. Pitter scouting report.
Well, Michael, franchise leader, no question about it for this franchise. 1,421 games, home runs, 259, RBIs, runs, WAR even. I put in James Smythe for the WAR, 50.1. I'm not sure what that means. As far as the number, you see the numbers against the Yankees. Home runs. First in RBIs, the 104 against the Yankees in his career, 163 games. 35 home runs is second to Jose Bautista. And then I had to put a little negative in there. It's the one home run in his last 139 bats, or 139 ABs.
Audi Scoreboard won one game. Tampa Bay with 2 hits, Yankees 1, and the 1, the RBI double off the bat of Holiday. Ground ball to first. Headley to Gray. One away. Now, let me get this straight out. You work with Brian Kenny at the MLB Network. And you're telling me that you don't know what WAR is? Brian's going to slap you when he sees you.
Oh, God. Don't even bring up Brian Kenny. All right. No, I like Brian Kenny a lot, and I think it's very stimulating. No, I'm kidding, because James Smythe helped me on this, and he said, well, what about his WAR? 50.1. I know what WAR is. It's a metric for both offense and defense. I'm not sure how they computed.
Wins above replacement.
Yes, okay. But the impressive thing, and I asked James, is like, where does 50.1, where does they put him? And how about this? Since he debuted in 2008, he's the 6th highest WAR out of these guys. Number 1, Adrian Beltre, future Hall of Famer. 2, Cano. 3, Mike Trout. 4, Votto. 5, Miguel Cabrera. Who would have thunk it? He's 6th in WAR.
Pretty impressive group.
Right?
Yep. Fouled right back here.
Can I add a little bit more to the WAR?
Please.
Okay, he's 11th all time for third baseman through the age of 31. He's ahead of Chipper Jones, and he's just behind Brooks Robinson. All right, I'm putting it all in perspective. He was up in the big leagues in 2008 for a week, and they signed him to a 15-year deal. That's a franchise player.
Which at the time he probably felt blessed, and now feels he left a lot of money on the table. Although they have reworked it a bit, so he's making closer to what somebody of his talent should make.
15-year deal, $144 million. Is that right?
I don't think they signed him to a 15-year deal right at the start. I think they've reworked the deal where it turns out to be a 15-year deal.
James Smythe, our fine statistician, is now pecking away at the computer.
Morrison down on strikes.
Nice changeup right there. Logan Morrison out in front. Line drive to shortstop to double up. They had double play in the first inning. You see that? Oh, it's actually a little slider, but he, again, out in front. Beautiful assortment of speeds and locations. Sonny Gray does it well when he's ahead and uses all 4 pitches: slider, curve, change, and the fastball. He actually has 2 fastballs, 4-seamer or 2-seamer.
Now I have this in my notes now.
Yep.
So in 2008, they signed him to a 6-year, $44 million deal. Then in 2012, in November, they put the deal through 2023 and added $100 million. So this year starts a 6-year, $100 million deal with a team option for 2023. So he's still underpaid in the new deal.
So the extension was for 6 years and
at $100 million.
It's a lot. It's all a lot.
No, it's a lot in the real world, but it's not a lot in the baseball world for what he's giving you, the 51 WAR. And, you know, you got to credit Tampa Bay because they're taking a chance. They're giving a young kid who really hasn't proven in the big leagues a long-term contract. And if it's a bust, then they lose money. And they're an organization that can't afford to make a mistake. So the player took the security rather than bet on himself and probably left millions of dollars on the table.
No doubt about it.
Here's the 0-2 to Souza. Swing and a miss.
Wow.
And Gray has really picked it up. 2 more strikeouts this inning. He's retired the last 9 in a row. We go to the 5th. streak, and here are the longest win streaks in Major League Baseball since 1900. The 35 Cubs, 21 in a row. 2002 A's, 20 in a row, and that was featured in the movie Moneyball. Indians 19 and 1947 Yankees 19 in a row. Here's Chase Headley against Blake Snell. Pitch outside, 1-0.
I mean, the way the Indians are playing now, best team in baseball. I think that's pretty clear right now, the way the Dodgers are going.
GMC scoreboard 1-1. Grounded to third, backing up Longoria. And we go back to Bob Lorenz, who has more.
Third baseman Todd Frazier.
Thank you, Bob. Now, just one addendum to the winning streaks that we showed you, excluding ties. The 1916 New York Giants had a 26-0-1 streak. But we're excluding ties.
Okay. 1916.
Count 1-0 on Todd Frazier. Another refreshing thing from Todd Frazier. He's a free agent at the end of the year. And I asked him, I said, do you think about next year and play GM in your mind, how you would fit here or with other teams? And he said, I guess I shouldn't be saying this, but absolutely. He said, all I care about is winning this year. He said, but I think about where I'm going to be next year, and I want it to be here. I'd love it to be with the Yankees, and maybe I'll have a great finish and they'll consider it. He said, but of course I think about it. Another answer that almost everybody actually does think that way, but nobody admits it.
Right. How refreshing is that for you or anybody?
He's just a real stand-up, genuine guy. There's no artifice about him at all. Fouled away.
Jersey guy.
Yeah, he's a Jersey guy. The guy you'd want to hang out with, and he'll tell you stories, and he's gonna have a laugh. He's straight shooter. He also said he takes much more pride in his defense than he does in his hitting. He said, I really work hard on my defense. I work hard on hitting too, but I really, it's important to me that I play good defense.
It's a baseball player all around, understanding what you're bringing to the party, what type of player you are. He's obviously got home run swing. He's got a 40 home run season. The Reds.
And he worked the wall.
Less exciting, right? I mean, for a guy who can hit all the home runs and make great plays at third. Mentioned about the WAR with Evan Longoria, the plays he's made, and slightly ahead of Brooks Robinson, historically the best defensive third baseman in the history of baseball.
Here's Torreyes with a fly ball right in the second. We're in the fifth inning. It's 1-1. And Torreyes, of course, jumps on the first pitch and fouls it away.
Yeah, you talk about guys walking or striking out. Torreyes doesn't give pitchers a chance. He loves that fastball, especially upstairs. Not a big guy, but he'll turn on a fastball.
What a wonderful season he's having. 292, 3 homers, and 36 runs batted in. Filled in for Castro when he was injured. Filled in for Gregorius when he was injured. Played third a lot when Headley was struggling in the month of May. He's just done it all for the Yankees, and a perfect guy off the bench, and his teammates love him. Oh, 2.
Not that you want to be that guy as far as, not being the everyday player, but I'm with you, Michael. It is so important that your role players understand that they're role players, and that's good. You need guys like Torreyes. You need solid fourth outfielders that when they do play, it's not a tick down or two. and mentally accept it.
Threw the bat at that one and fouled it back, and Snell had to get out of the way.
Breaking ball, he's out in front. Yeah, they just threw the bat out. Reminiscent of Dave Winfield used to do that a lot. Something soft out over the plate. Mentioned about it not striking out a whole lot. Torres in 298 at bats, only 42 strikeouts, but also only 10 walks. So here he is battling on 0-2 count.
Lined and caught by Miller as Frazier gets back.
Brad Miller pretty slick fielding. Ground ball, got Gardner out on a step and then perfectly timed jump. Nice play. I mentioned he was the shortstop, kind of trying to figure out the shortstop here in Tampa Bay, and they traded for Echeverria from the Marlins. And now Miller at second.
Here's Clint Frazier. 1-0. Frazier with a fly ball to center. That was in the third. Left oblique strain has kept him out since August 9th. He missed over a month. One and one. Now, Ellsbury's been red hot. Ellsbury's not playing tonight. And really, if you're going to give your veteran players, and he's 34 years old, the Yankee center fielder, a rest, give him a rest against the lefty. And that was the thinking with Gregorius as well. Girardi said, I don't want to rest Gregorius a lot, but if I am going to give him a day off, of course it's going to be against the lefty. And Gregorius hits lefties well. Driven deep to right field, going back, Souza, still back, and he makes the play on the run to take an extra base hit and a ribby away from Clint Frazier. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. At the end of 4.5, we're halfway through. It's 1-1. take on the Twins. It's cap night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees cap courtesy of Cooper Tires. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Good looking cap.
It is.
Well, we go to the bottom of the fifth inning, which is now a pitcher's duel, 1-1. Gray against Snell. And both runs scored in the first inning. GMC scoreboard 1-2-0 Tampa Bay, 1-1-0 Yankees. Dickerson leads off. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 against Gray. Sliced the other way and foul ball. These games are home games for Tampa Bay, and they're being played here at Citi Field because the series was relocated out of St. Pete because of the impending Hurricane Irma. Many cities considered. This one was chosen because they really honestly didn't have to get that many hotel rooms. They didn't have to get hotel rooms for 2 teams. So only had to get for 1. Other cities considered: Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Chicago, all great ballparks, great cities, but at such a short notice they were not able to get as many hotel rooms as they needed for 2 teams. So we end up here in Citi Field, and the Yankees certainly gain an advantage because the stadium pretty much filled with their fans. Oh, nice play by Castro from his knees. He takes a hit away from Dickerson.
Michael, we were talking about Todd Frazier and how he takes pride in his defense. Starlin Castro has been of a slump offensively, but hey, this saves a hit. Absolutely goes a long way. See a nice job head on the baseball. That now you're not done. You still got to hurry up, quickly get up, transfer. Corey Dickerson, fast runner, not a blazer. Got him by a full step. Nice play.
I mean, Gray's pitch count is in extraordinary shape, just 47 pitches. There's Ramos. Grounded and past a diving Frazier, and that will go into the left field corner. Ramos chugs around first. He'll go to second with a 1-out double.
Again, going back to the Starlin Castro play, it was a nice play. Obviously, great defensive plays sometimes go unnoticed, but that ball not made. This is first and third, nobody out. A little slider, middle of the plate. Wilson Ramos able to keep the barrel there, just getting out of the reach of a nice effort by Todd Frazier.
That brings up Brad Miller. Miller lined out sharply to Headley in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. What a difference a year makes. Hitting 194, 7 homers and 31 ribbies. Last year was his breakout season, everyone thought. 30 home runs and 81 runs batted in. And then this. Big disappointment for Miller and for the Rays.
Always had a big swing and had 30 home runs. I think sometimes really doesn't help a guy in the sense that if you're not a home run hitter, you start swinging, longer swing, trying to go for home runs more often than you should. See the average dip. He was 243 last year with the 30 home runs, Michael. But yeah, there's no doubt that 194 batting average, only 7 this year. Last year was his first year in Tampa Bay with that 30 home run, 81 RBI season.
Grounded and past a diving Frazier into left field. Rounding third is Ramos, and he will be held there as the throw is cut off by Todd Frazier. So first and third with 1 man out.
Frazier playing pull, but not enough. You see off the end of the bat, but just under the glove. If he jumped a little too soon, I was a little bit further than I thought, but he was playing more in the shortstop hole, but just perfectly placed for Miller and the Rays, because Ramos not the fastest guy, being held up at third base.
Well, Yankees looking for the double play. Echeverria at the plate. Hadley holds Miller. Todd Frazier a step or two behind the bag at third, about 12 feet off the line. Did he go? No, he did not.
Well, let's take a look here. Angel Hernandez, first base umpire, didn't break his wrist. His hands definitely out in front of home plate, but that's kind of the sealer for the batter's wrist to kind of go forward. He did not. Echeverria did not.
Two and 0. Minnesota leads San Diego 1-0 top of the second inning. Boston 5-1 over Oakland bottom of the fourth. Toronto 1-0 over Baltimore. The Orioles have lost 5 in a row. That's in the bottom of the sixth inning. And Kansas City, it's a final, has beaten the White Sox 4-3. Swing and a miss. And Seattle 4-0 over Texas, bottom of the second inning. That's in Texas, so that's certainly not a safe lead in that ballpark.
Keeping Miller close. Only 4 stolen bases for Brad Miller. He's been caught 3 times. Not a good ratio at all. Ground ball pitch here for Sonny Gray. Well, nothing ground ball about that. Got behind 2-0. 2-0 fastball, just blew it by Echeverria. And then again, here it is at 95. Pretty much right down the middle, upstairs. Free swinger, got home plate umpire Teddy Barrett. Does he go back upstairs or something in the dirt?
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Gray, 2 away.
Boy, that's textbook there. He gets behind. That's a huge strikeout. Number 9 batter. Echeverria had a good night last night. 2 strikeouts now. You see off center, karate chop, slider. Looks like it's outer third. An aggressive, careless swinger. That ball's clearly off the plate. You take advantage of aggressive hitter like Echeverria. Nice sequence, good pitch. Watch how far this pitch is out of the zone. You see Gary Sanchez, that's at least a foot, foot and a half.
Now here's Kiermaier, a home run and a strikeout. Home run led off the bottom of the first inning. He struck out in the third. 6 strikeouts for Sonny Gray. And a strike.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. Kiermaier showing that he's very hitterish on the fastball. Starts him off with the slider. Watch here, first pitch. Sanchez ready. You got to break a ball. Runner at third base. You never know. Kiermaier looking fastball the way he took that out front. See him leaning.
One and one. Well, both of the extra levels that they opened tonight, they're essentially full. So this will be a crowd of over 20,000 people at Citi Field. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Nice crowd. Good pitch there, right by Sonny Gray. Couple breaking balls in on the hands. Big pitch right here.
A lot of Yankee fans, most of them standing, looking for the strikeout to end the 5th inning. First and third, 2 men out. 1-1 game, 1-2 count. He got him. Kiermaier strikes out, and Gray gets out of a jam. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. 7 strikeouts for Gray, and he is pumped.
Fans are getting into a pitch by pitch, and Kevin Kiermaier starts him off with the slider, strike 1, comes back with it again, outside corner, 1-1. This was the pitch right there, 94 in on his hands, and then back to the slider. You look at the emotions, Sonny Gray. Big moment, midway through the game, 1-1 tie. Awesome.
That replay brought to you by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Amazing things are happening here. That was a loud moment here at Citi Field. That crowd of over 20,000, the vast majority of Yankee fans, really got into that and made noise. There's Brett Gardner leading off the 6th, and Snell starts him off with a breaking ball strike.
Yeah, that was an exciting moment.
Well, here's how the pitchers are doing. 7 strikeouts and 1 walk for Gray. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks for Snell. 4 hits against Gray. 1 against Snell. That was Matt Holliday in the first, driving in the only run for the Yankees. That one's line foul.
Yeah, from the looks of that first inning, Michael, I don't know about you, but I thought that this was, a little shaky. First pitch of the game, Kiermaier hits a home run off Sonny Gray. You see the 25 pitches in the first inning. Both of these starting pitchers have settled in nicely. Only 1 hit the Yankees have.
1-2. Line drive, a base hit over the leaping try of Miller into right field. Gardner makes the turn, a big turn, but he'll stop right there as Souza flips the ball in. So a leadoff single for Brett Gardner.
I like his thinking, Brett Gardner. Watch here, curveball. He knows it's cut in the upright right center. Test him, see if he gets to the ball quickly enough. Steven Souza Jr. I like it. It's aggressive. Create potential issue with the outfielder.
How's this for aggressive? He gives up the base hit. He's out of the game. Kevin Cash signals to the bullpen for the right-hander with Aaron Judge coming up. Snell pitched very well. Just gave up a second hit, and he's out of the game. Wrap up this road trip with one final battle against the Rays. Coverage starts at noon with Audi batting practice today and the Chevy Yankees pregame. Then we're back for the call right here on Yes and streaming on Fox Sports Go. It all starts at noon. So Souza, who hurt his left knee Friday in Boston, was checked out by Kevin Cash. Also, the athletic trainer came out. Are you okay? And Souza said yes, he was, so he stays in the game. And Cash also made a pitching change. The sidewinding Steve Cishek against Judge. 0-1. This is the injury that Souza suffered Friday in Boston. Ooh. And there's padding there, but there's concrete behind the padding. Very little give. He was out the rest of the weekend after that. And he didn't play yesterday, so this is his first game back. Cash is not afraid to go to his bullpen since the All-Star game. 3.11 ERA, fourth in Major League Baseball. The Yankees are third. 211 opponents batting average against, second in Major League Baseball. Yankees are first. And a 1.09 whip, first in Major League Baseball. The Yankees are second.
Yeah, Steve Cishek was added along with Sergio Romo, some veteran arms to Tampa Bay's bullpen. They were going for it. Did not hold back. Also traded for Dan Jennings, a left-hander. Alex Colomé has been excellent. Major League leading 43 saves.
Still 2-2. Judge walked and scored the Yankees' only run in the first. He scored on Holiday's double and then struck out in the third. Were you a little surprised at the hook of Snell?
You know what? Just the way this is playing out, 1-1, I was, but then no, because I think the mindset was if we get 5 innings out of him, Blake Snell, and he just came off a poor start, 6 runs in 4 innings against Minnesota.
Strike 3, Judge down looking, and he does not like that call. He usually does not complain about calls. He's not complaining, but you can see body language. He thought that was outside.
Yeah, well, let's take a look. You got Cishek, who's coming from third base. I don't know, Michael. I think those 2 sliders and the angle that Cishek, and that's what makes him so nasty. He's not going to blow by hitters. It's just that low sidearm delivery. You can see Aaron Judge pulling out a little bit after a couple sliders. Let's take a look here. Came back. I mean, that's
a strike.
Perfect location.
According to PitchCast, just hit the outside corner. There's Gary Sanchez, and he takes a strike.
I mean, the Rays have bolstered their roster by adding guys like Steve Cishek, Sergio Romo. They already have Tommy Hunter. Their bullpen's been good, as you just cited the numbers.
Now, also what Cash is looking at, okay, where's the part of the Yankee lineup where it stacks righties and they're not going to pinch hit for them? And this is the part right here. Judge, Sanchez, Holiday, and Castro. None of those guys are getting pinch hit for. And Buck Showalter said this the other day in Baltimore. He said, match up righties and match up lefties. With expanded rosters, you can't use them in the late innings because there's too much pinch hitting available. He said you have to use them in the 4th or 5th inning. That one's popped up, and the catch is made at first as Morrison stumbles over Gardner. And that was in fair territory for the second out.
Yeah, September, which is silly. I know we could get on that soapbox, but the Rays have 12 relievers. Yankees have 10. Normally, most clubs go with 6 or 7, maybe once in a while 8. So a lot of options for Major League managers September 1st with the expanded rosters.
So here's Holiday. He's driven in the Yankees' only run with the double under the glove of Dickerson in left field. And a strike. Twins now lead San Diego 7-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Oh, and 2. Fouled away.
Twins a nice story, Michael. You bring up their score. Paul Molitor, first year managing, they were pushing on playoff kind of season, lose 103 games last year. Now here they are, second wild card. Trade away Jaime Garcia. Yankees have him. They're was only there for a couple, for literally
one start.
One start. They trade their closer, Brandon Kinsler, to the Nationals, and here they are, a playoff team.
Grounded, foul.
Playoff hunt.
I mean, you'd be hard pressed to come up with a guy who deserves a Manager of the Year award more than him. That's how close this was. Now Francona's done an unbelievable job. I think Girardi's done a good job.
I'm zeroing in on Torey Lovullo out in Arizona.
No, I'm saying
American League. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, Lovullo's been great.
Yeah, I mean Molitor.
I mean, when you look at what he has and where they are compared to the other teams who have good teams, and sometimes I think that plays against the manager. That's why a guy like Joe Torre didn't win a lot of Manager of the Year awards. So Molitor is amazing. No one expected this.
No, they lost 100+ games. It was 103.
And fired their GM. Well, here's the wild card standings. Yankees are 4 over the Twins now. So they're in good shape for the first one. Twins holding off the Angels 1 back, Rangers 2 back, Royals 2.5, Orioles 3.5, Mariners 3.5, and the Rays 4. Strike 3. Holiday down looking. Great job by Steve Cishek. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 1-1.
Maybe people want 11 to 10. I like the 1-1 game. Sonny Gray's been great. Expanded the zone at times when he had to. The first pitch of the game, he gave up a run. So you see the 7 strikeouts here. Dominating stuff. That pitch right there. Huge moment in the 1-1 game last inning. You see the emotion Sonny Gray has shown, and the crowd here into it. So far, 4 hits, 5 innings, 61 pitches, 40 strikes.
There's Lucas Duda. Pitch outside. Duda has 29 home runs, 1 away from his career high. Orioles have just tied up Toronto 1-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Two and 0 to Duda. The 2-1. 3-1 to Duda. It'll be Duda, Longoria, and Morrison here in the 6th.
It'll line up some thump there. You got guys that can go home run hitters. 29 home runs. Duda combined with the Mets and Tampa Bay.
Dribbled slowly at the first baseline. Gray gets Duda.
You can't really tell from the center field camera, but Sonny Gray throws 2 types of fastballs. That 4-seam explosive fastball that he's thrown to Echeverria and a couple other guys, Souza. But these were all 2-seamers. You got Duda back in a place that's familiar here at Citi Field, and that 2-seamer just runs just a little bit away. That's the whole point of a 2-seam fastball. You see the little tail to it, and it's right at that 91 mark. Sonny Gray's throwing 94. There's a beautiful shot of the grip. Now watch, it looks like it's going to be about here, but then just tails off a little bit. And that's exactly what a pitcher wants, for a hitter to be out in front.
Pitch to Longoria as a strike.
And now there's the 94, Michael. So 91 2-seam, and then the more powerful 94 straight. This is pitching right here, and every pitch matters in a 1-to-1 game.
Coming into tonight against Gray, 10 for 26, 4 doubles, a home run, and 3 ribbies. Tonight he's 0 for 2, grounded to third, grounded to first, so he's tried both sides. Foul back, 2-2. Gray might have his best fastball as a Yankee tonight. He's hit 95. He's consistently at 94. Good stuff.
Yeah. And changing speeds off of that, Michael, from anywhere from 91 to 95 with 2 types of fastballs. 2 breaking balls and a changeup. It's complete.
Well, we've told this story before. He's kind of a professor on the mound. You see, since June 25th, he has the best ERA in the American League, tied with Corey Kluber. But all of his pitches have different variations just because of finger pressure. He's always experimenting with things like that. So he'll throw them at different speeds. His fastball could be a straight fastball could be 95 or 91. So he changes on his fastball and has different feel for every single pitch. Really like a professor out there. Swing and a miss. Longoria down on strikes.
Now, dare I say David Cohn, our friend and awesome pitcher in his career, but David had the split finger changeup. He doesn't throw it as much, his changeup. Here you see the grip. That's looks like a four-seamer, but it ends up being his slider. And I say David Cohn because especially as David got older, I mean, David, when he was younger, he was 95 or better. But as you said, the two different fastballs, two different breaking balls, that's a nice shot right there. I might have had more curveball grip on the Mercedes-Benz, yes, Mo? David had the great split fingered changeup.
Here's Logan Morrison. Skied the other way and out of play.
And I say David because having been around him a lot, and I had a chance to play with him a little bit in Toronto, is that he was always kind of the tinkering, finger pressure, try this, try that, what is this, you know, just watch, play catch, even playing catch. You could see the way the ball moves.
One, 2-1.
Well, don't give in here. I mean, the year that Logan Morrison's had 36 home runs, 82 RBI, career year by far. Always nagging injuries here and there, but this is the most at bats he's ever had in the season. There you go. That's not giving in right there. Make or break part of the game. You got a guy that is having an unbelievable season to 36 home runs. What does he do? On a 2-1 count after 3 fastballs, throws a breaking ball. Now it's up in the zone, but again, it sees 3 fastballs, Logan Morrison, and he pulls the string and throws a breaking ball. Something in the dirt here. Same pitch.
Did he go? Did he go? Yes, he did. Morrison down on strikes. And a 1-2-3 inning for Sonny Gray. We take it to the 7th. It's a tight one. 1-1. Express and their commitment to providing hope and new happy memories to the children of our fallen heroes while on active duty since 9/11. By bringing children together from all over the world, Snowball Express provides an annual life-changing event to make each child feel special as we remember the lives of their parents. We remember. Visit foxsportssupports.com to learn how you can help. All right, we go to the 7th inning at Citi Field, and Starlin Castro will lead off. Castro's 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, and over his last 12, and Cishek deals outside. Kevin Cash was asked yesterday about Girardi going to David Robertson in the 5th inning, and Cash said, "I thought it was brilliant. In fact, you might see some of that from us soon," and today was soon.
Very soon, right? The next day. Listen, I get it, and especially both of these respective teams here. You got a couple veteran guys, the lefty Dan Jennings they traded for, Tommy Hunter, right-hander.
Ground ball right side. Miller gets Castro.
I mean, we saw it in the World Series with now granted postseason different, but I think both of these teams down the stretch got a couple weeks here plus have to play these games like postseason game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's more urgency for the Rays. Right now they're on the outside looking in. They have to win games. And obviously the Yankees are trying to catch the Red Sox while holding on to their wild card spot. Here's Headley, so the first left-handed batter that Cishek will face. Switch hitter batting from the left side.
And know your strength of your club too. Now while the Yankees balanced everywhere, their bullpen is one of their stronger areas. Has been.
Ted Barrett having some trouble with his mask. I have a little trivia for you, Al. Ted Barrett, you mentioned this gentleman last half inning. Ted Barrett was home plate umpire for David Cohn's perfect game.
Really? Isn't he like a boxer?
Ted Barrett?
Yeah. I think he was some kind of gold glove guy. Love when I throw that stuff out there. Well, maybe I have a little time here, Michael, to confirm that.
Boom. He was an amateur boxer before he became an umpire, and now he's into sporting goods. And one of the umpires is going to get another mask for him.
There you go. There's got to be a backup, right? Everybody's got to back up something.
I wonder if that's just a Yankee mask. I don't think they take this into account for pace of play. Looks like Ted is intent on keeping his mask, so they're going to put some tape on it. Well, this can't be good for Cishek.
How about this? Thank you, Meredith. He was an amateur super heavyweight, 36-6 with 20 knockouts. Don't mess with Teddy Barrett.
Actually, it was a sparring partner for many big-name boxers, including George Foreman and Evander Holyfield.
That
doesn't even need a mask.
That'd be something I would want to know if I was still playing. Don't mess with him.
1-0. There's a strike. 1-1. Two and 1 on Headley. Headley 0 for 2 tonight. A strikeout and a ground ball at third. He had yesterday off. There's a base hit for Chase Headley.
Nice approach by Chase Headley. Knows what he's going to get. You got Steve Cishek coming from the shortstop side. The two-seam action running away. So he goes right up the middle. That ball is as a pitcher is designed for a hitter to pull off, but well done, Chase Headley, right back through the middle.
Didi Gregorius grabbing a bat, and he's ready. See if they send him out the pinch hit for Torreyes. Frazier takes inside, 1-0. And a strike. Baltimore is now taking a 2-1 lead over Toronto in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Cleveland just scored in the 6th to up their lead to 2-0 over Detroit as the Indians go for their 20th win in a row. Two and one on Todd Frazier. Three and one. Torreyes 0 for 2 in this game. He's on deck. So Frazier's working to count to 3-1. Whole right side of the infield is open. Swings and misses. He's not hitting it the other way because you have Morrison holding on Headley, and the second baseman Miller had been on the shortstop side of the bag, now moves to the second base side of the bag.
Yeah, the 3-1 count. That's a turn and burn for Todd Frazier. You got a fastball there.
Foul the bat.
Got another one. A little history between Steve Cishek and Todd Frazier. 2 for 8. He's got a double, 3 strikeouts in those 8 at-bats.
Strike 3. Frazier down looking, and he was taking first base, and he is barking at Barrett.
Let's see if this is in off the plate. It has the right height. You see at his knee.
It looked like it curled around the inside corner, but we'll take a look at pitch cast.
Yeah, it looks down. Yeah, we get a better look here.
Now Barrett is barking toward the Yankee dugout.
Yeah, ball's down.
Say okay enough. Now Cash was coming out to make a pitching change, and the Yankees had not announced anybody. But Angel Hernandez stopped him. And now Cash will go to the mound. So that'll do it for Cishek. I guess the Yankees are sending up Gregorius. Ted Barrett and said, hey, Kevin Cash crossed the foul line. Watch this. He's standing on the grass. Now, for some reason, Angel Hernandez got involved, Al, and told Cash, don't come out yet. They haven't officially announced Gregorius.
I mean, that's the way I saw this. If we could see that one more time, I don't know if we'll get a chance, but you'd see Angel, first base umpire, basically reminding Kevin Cash that the Yankees haven't announced Didi.
Which is not his business.
No, of course not. Watch here. Look at Angel Hernandez pointing like, whoa, wait a minute, they didn't announce Didi yet.
Now, once he crosses the line, the Yankees don't have to send Didi up. If they're going to make a change of bringing the lefty there, it hasn't been announced. They could still have Torreyes back. So I don't know what satisfaction Girardi got from Barrett, but obviously he had crossed the line before the announcement was made. So it's Johnson now, or Jennings against Gregorius, and Gregorius fouls back the first pitch, 0-1.
Unless, Joe, it doesn't matter. This is the spot that he wants to do it, even though it's a left-handed pitcher. Didi better against right-handed pitching, but he's not terrible at this.
No, he's good against lefties, but it's certainly not Angel Hernandez's place to tell the manager of the Rays that an announcement wasn't made.
And if that, in fact, is what he did, absolutely not. Didi's .263 batting average with 3 home runs against lefties.
One and one. And against Jennings, 1 for 7. Popped up left side, long run for Longoria. He runs out of room. Now the Mets have the screen all the way down past the tarp, so making a catch and diving into the stands doesn't happen in this ballpark because the screen is there to catch you. So that famous iconic play in 2004 with Derek Jeter, that doesn't happen in a ballpark that has those screens up. But that's for the safety of the fans. One-two, grounded to first, scooped up by Morrison, steps on the bag, and that will do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 1 run on 3 hits for the Yankees, 1 run on 4 hits for Tampa Bay. Sonny Gray, you heard the guys talk about him. He's been great. 9 strikeouts, 1 walk in 6 innings. Blake Snell lasted into the 6th before they went to the bullpen, and he pitched well. Holiday an RBI double in the first, driving in Judge. Kevin Kiermaier on the first pitch from Sonny Gray hit a home run. That's the scoring in the game. All right, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it'll be Souza against Gray. Souza, Dickerson, and Ramos. Cadillac scoreboard 1-1. Now the Mets scoreboard crew just showing off because they actually did get a hold of DJ Kitty, which is a big 7th inning staple at Tropicana Field, and they played that on the center field board during the stretch. There's DJ Kitty.
I love it, but we reminded them.
Oh, you're taking credit.
Little.
Wow. Foul back.
No, we don't. Just kidding, folks. Just a baseball game.
Didi Gregorius stays in and plays shortstop. He pinch hit for Torreyes. Two and two to Souza. Well, the Rays had an opportunity in the 5th inning. A double by Ramos, a single by Miller with 1 out. So first and third, 1 man out. But Echeverria struck out and Kiermaier struck out as Gray worked out of trouble. And the 2-2 goes to 3 and 2. And the payoff. Hit sharply to Gregorius. Tested right away. Makes a nice play. And the throw to get Souza.
You bet you that a baby. Ball was hit hard. See where Didi up in the top left of the screen. One hopper. Quickly spins around. Good play. Sizes it up. Makes it actually look easy. Athletic.
Here's Dickerson. He struck out and grounded to second. Red Sox now lead 11-1, bottom of the 6th inning over Oakland. High fly ball. Shallow center. Gardner will make the play for the 2nd out. Well, this is your first look live at Sonny Gray as a Yankee. What do you think, Al?
I mean, listen, I know we've been talking about it much of the night, and why not? I mean, he's 4 hits, the 1 run, his first pitch of the game against Kiermaier. But Michael, I mean, it's just we're watching a pitcher craftily doing what he does well, and that's 2 fastballs, 2 different type of breaking balls. His slider's been excellent. Hasn't thrown a whole lot of changeups. Picked his spots when he had to pitch backwards at times.
Ramos, fly ball, right field. There's Judge toward the line, and a 1-2-3 inning for Sonny Gray as he's retired the last 8 straight Rays. Let's take this baby to the 8th. It's 1-1. Every night on every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Some memories here from Game 2 of this 3-game set. And it's a 1-1 game. As Tommy Hunter takes over, Dan Jennings came on to get the final out against Torreyes in the 7th. So Hunter comes in, and the Yankees answer with Jacoby Ellsbury pinch hitting for Clint Frazier. So it'll be Ellsbury, Gardner, and Judge against a hard-throwing Hunter. Hyundai scoreboard 1-1. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Longoria toward the Yankee dugout will make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's manage ahead, Al. Do you like Gray pitch the 8th?
Yeah. Why not? 86 pitches. He's, other than the first inning, home run, double to Duda. 5th inning, he got out of the jam with the big strikeout of Kiermaier. It hasn't shown to me that he's doing anything to not deserve to go back out at 86 pitches.
There's Brett Gardner.
Has he to you?
No, not at all.
I mean, I know, you know, we're about pitching changes now, but you got a starter that's dominating. Got a good rhythm, good feel for the game. Seeing these guys, assortment of different pitches.
Gardner 1 for 3, and he's the one who knocked Snell out of the game with a single opening up the 6th inning. Hey, this crowd has exceeded all expectations. 21,024. Yesterday was just over 15 and change, so this one they opened up the 2 extra decks, standing room only seats. Just a great response, and that one knocked the glove off of Ramos.
Tommy Hunter's throwing hard. You see Ramos, that hurts. It's coming down on his thumb. Then see Tommy Hunter's fastball's got a little bit of a cut to it. Wow. Got him right on the thumb of the catcher's mitt.
And that was called a strike. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Dialed it up to 97. 2 away. Well, if this becomes a battle of the bullpens, two good bullpens that have done very well in the second half of the season. We gave you the numbers earlier. Here's Judge. Power against power. Hunter's fastball against Judge's raw strength.
And many options for both managers. The only one that wouldn't be available, I would assume, is David Robertson. Through 2 2/3 innings last night.
The 0-1. .274 batting average, but against righties, Judge hitting .288. And the count 1-2. And the pitch. Foul back. One game. We're in the 8th inning. 2 outs, a 1-2 count on Judge against hard-throwing right-hander Tommy Hunter.
Oh, Wilson Ramos went through all the signs. Tommy Hunter shook every one of them. It's like a fastball away.
Strike 3, right down the middle. Judge down looking. So the Yankees go down in order, 1, 2, 3. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 1-1.
Michael Kay featuring the legendary radio voice of the Yankees. That man right there, John Sterling. Hear about his incredible streak behind the mic. Learn how he comes up with his signature home run calls and much more. That's tomorrow at 10 o'clock, only on Yes.
You're going to be watching, right?
Yeah, I've already got it TiVoed or
DVR'd?
DVR'd.
Did you set your beta machine?
I think it's just right through the cable company.
Miller takes outside as we start at the bottom of the 8th inning. Brett Gardner takes over in left field. And Ellsbury in center. One and one. Hyundai Scoreboard 1-1 game. Chopped to short. Gregorius gets Miller. One away. This chiropractic telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Shreve and Tommy Kahnle. There's Echeverria, and he hits one deep to left field. Going back is Gardner, turning, looking, see ya! A home run as the Rays take a 2-1 lead.
Wow. Talking about containing Echeverria last night. 3 for 4 with 2 doubles, and Sonny Gray held him down with 2 strikeouts. All heaters blew it by him, and then first pitch, fastball right down the middle. I guess you got to say middle center cut. Knew it as soon as he swung. You see a little bat flip there.
Here's Kiermaier. Right back to Gray. Broken bat. 2 outs.
Wow. I mean, such a amazing, well-pitched game, but the mistake when you get looking at a game like this, hadn't had a base runner since the 5th inning. He got all that. Only 5 home runs on the season. Big home run.
That's his 6th. Here's Duda. Oh and 1. Gray deals the 0-1. Outside 1-1. Duda tonight. A double. Pop the 3rd. And back to the mound. Actually a slow roller up the first baseline that Gray fielded. There's Gray's night so far. 93 pitches in 7 2/3 innings. 3 hits for Echeverria last night. And the home run here tonight. Back to Gray. And that will do it. But the Rays take the lead. Echeverria goes yard. It's a 2-1 game. Sanchez, Holiday, and Castro coming up in the ninth. When you need a doctor, just walk into City MD Urgent Care. By People's United Wealth Management, ready to help you set tomorrow in motion. And by your Tri-Honda dealers, hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2017 models. Well, the home run by Echeverria has given the Rays a 2-1 lead as we go to the 9th inning, and the Rays go to their closer, Alex Colomé. 43 saves and 48 opportunities. He's going to face the heart of the Yankee order, Sanchez, Holiday, and Castro. Crowd of over 21,000 with a "Let's Go Yankees" chant here in the 9th. And the closer deals. Up the middle, off of Colomé, out to Echeverria, and he gets Sanchez for the first out. So that scored 1-6-3.
Well, lucky break for the Rays, I guess. He ricochet off the pitcher's ankle. Echeverria able to get it. Gary Sanchez, not the fastest Yankee. See it hit off his left ankle, looks like. Quick snap throw, easily getting Gary Sanchez. Tough break. Little cutter, that's his pitch. Alex Colomé, the ball running away from Gary.
Sanchez got the game-tying hit in the game earlier in the year at Yankee Stadium against Colomé, where Echeverria and the second baseman just looked at each other. They were both playing a shift. I believe that was Beckham at the time. It wasn't Echeverria. And that tied the game. Yankees ended up winning. Beckham was at second, that's right, and Echeverria was at third. Outside to Holiday, and Colomé threw back his head in disgust, so that was one of the 5 blown saves against Alex Colomé. Holiday was driven in the only run for the Yankees, a double that drove in Judge. That was in the first inning. And he's working the count 2-0. New left fielder is Peter Borges, taking over for Dickerson. Grounded to Echeverria. And the Yankees are down to their final out, but you have to keep it right here on Yes after the final out for the WB Mason postgame, as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry break down all the action of tonight's game, and Meredith Marakovitz gets the clubhouse reaction. Plus, don't miss a preview of tomorrow's series finale. That's all coming up only on Yes. Here's Starlin Castro. Castro, if you believe in do, is certainly that. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's 0 for his last 13. And he is the final chance for the Yankees here tonight. Strike. Well, the Red Sox winning 11-1. The Yankees know the ramifications of a loss here. It would drop them 4 back. And there's a ground ball to short. And the Yankees lose a tough one by a score of 2-1. Echeverria, all 3 assists in the 9th inning. And then the home run in the 8th to break the tie and give the Rays a 2-1 victory. So the series is tied at a game apiece. The rubber game will be tomorrow afternoon at 1 from Citi Field. We have more to come from Queens, but first we'll send it back to our studio. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry set the table for the rest of the night.